Ladies. The fuck, man? Ladies. What the fuck, man? Ladies. What the fuck? I mean, we are here tonight on the and tonight we're gonna talk about a few things. Once we're gonna talk about Pat McAfee saying that it came out someone said that I think it's Andrew Marchman. He said that Pat McAfee has paid Aaron Rodgers millions of dollars like throughout the last 3 years, so that Aaron Rodgers appears on the Pat McAfee show every week. And Pat McAfee said it's true. I don't think he said I wouldn't go as far as a million, but he did pay him like they said possibly up to $500,000 for like just like a thank you for appearing on the shows over the last few years, saying it's you're a big reason why my show's as success as it is, and you're a reason I got all the sponsors I have, and I was able to sign with ESPN for $85 million back in May. So it's pretty much like a thank you. And he said, I do it to everybody that makes like a bunch of appearances on my show, like J.J. Watt, Nick Saban, Von Miller, everybody that you guys are also a big reason why I've gotten to where I got in, man. So Pat McAfee thinks it's normal for him to do that, but apparently some people, especially at ESPN, are not happy about it because you're only supposed to like make an appointment. Hey, or like, can I have this person? If they say no, they say no. You don't try to pay them, or if they say yes, you don't pay them after the interview. So now a lot of people are saying that, damn, what about if people are not going to start asking for money once they find out that Pat McAfee did this shit, especially because he does work on ESPN now. So some people were not happy with it. But Pat McAfee said, yeah, it's normal to me. It's a way of saying thank you for helping me with my show. Obviously, Rodgers doesn't even need the money, right? He made so much money playing football and then all the sponsors he makes. But he said, it was just my way of saying thank you to Aaron Rodgers. And like I said, other guys have done it too. Just a way of saying thank you. So pretty interesting situation here that Pat McAfee does have, at least once, has paid Aaron Rodgers for appearing on his show. Could this be a trend? Obviously, all these other guys do have podcasts as well, like Stephen A. Smith, Colin Coward. Could they also maybe in the future be paying? I don't know. It's pretty interesting that like I said, Rodgers did it for free for like 3 years, and then Pat McAfee just came out and gave him money. So Rodgers had no idea if McAfee was going to pay him the money. So maybe it's just Pat McAfee. I don't know. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff right there. Next one. I think we'll do the NFL picks next. And then I'm going to talk about some wrestling. Some stuff going on in wrestling, and then we'll call it a night. Let's do the picks. It is time for the picks. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go, man. We got the freaking let's see. We got the Jets versus the Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we got the freaking Falcons versus the Commanders. We are Commanders. Bum, 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 bum. I'm going to go with Atlanta. Give me Atlanta at home. Tennessee, Baltimore. I'm going to take Baltimore. We'll see what happens. Seattle to Cincinnati. I'm going to take Cincinnati. Let's see. That kind of scares me a little bit. Jacksonville, Indianapolis. I'm going to take Jacksonville. Carolina, Miami. I'm going to take Miami. Minnesota, Chicago. I'm going to take Minnesota. I'm not sure about this one. I might take Chicago. We'll see. San Francisco, Cleveland. I'm going to take San Francisco. New Orleans, Houston. I'm going to take... I guess I'll take New Orleans. I'm going to take New Orleans. New England, Las Vegas. I'm going to take Las Vegas. Detroit, Tampa Bay. I'm going to take Detroit. Arizona, LA Rams. I'm going to take the LA Rams. New York Football Giants, Buffalo. I'm going to take Buffalo. Dallas, LA Chargers. Damn, I might have to go with the Chargers, man. The way Dallas looked last week. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these games I'm not sure about, but we'll see what the hell happens, ladies and gentlemen. All right, last one I want to get to is some wrestling news. So this week, WWE and AEW went head to head for Dynamite and NXT, where NXT ended up winning 900. They got 900 2,100,000 views, where AEW, I believe, got like 610 views, 600,000 views. So AEW beat him by about 300,000 views. And Tony Khan has been complaining on Twitter the whole time. He's been going off, throwing temper tantrums, even before the shows even went on the air, because he was pissed off that NXT got stacked by appearances by John Cena, Cody Rhodes, The Undertaker. I believe LA Knight was there, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, Dominic Mysterio, Becky Lynch. And, he was all pissed about it. And then WWE went ahead and made NXT the first 30-minute commercial break. So then literally a few minutes later, Tony Khan announced that the first 30 minutes of Dynamite were also commercial free, the first 30 minutes. And then also the show was going to go past 9 o'clock. Usually the show's from 7 to 9. Then it was going to go up until like 9:10, 9:15. So then, they do their shows. I'm not going to lie, I didn't watch the NXT one. But I did watch Dynamite, pretty fun show. The main event was Edge versus Luchasaurus. At the end, Christian and Bryan Danielson. It was funny the way it ended, too, with Bryan Danielson doing the submission on Christian Cage. Kind of funny, once again, Bryan Danielson getting involved in Edge's business. Remember, that's how things finished up. Remember, he got involved in that Roman Reigns Edge feud, right? At WrestleMania 37. Now he's once again involved in his shit with Christian Cage. But yeah, I thought Dynamite was pretty damn good, man. The MJF with Jay White stuff, all the matches. Bryan Danielson versus, I believe, Sir Strickland. Chris Jericho got the shit being at him by Hobbs. I thought it was a very good show, but I thought the show was pretty damn good. Dynamite. But I think Tony Khan has got to understand, he is Wendy's versus McDonald's. As good as it is, McDonald's is just way too famous, and you're probably never going to be number one unless they completely fall flat on their face, McDonald's. But as long as McDonald's stays the way it is right now, Wendy's is never going to be number one. As good as it is, they're just, even In-N-Out, right? As good as they are, they're never going to be as popular as McDonald's. Whataburger. As good as they are, they're probably never going to be as good. They're probably not going to be, I'm not going to say as good, because that's an opinion. That's an opinion, right? You might prefer In-N-Out. You might prefer Whataburger. You might prefer McDonald's. But which out of the three, which is the most famous worldwide? McDonald's, right? It's probably going to stay like that for a while. Same thing, man. As good as it is, some people might like it better than WWE. WWE is the number one wrestling company in the world, and it's going to stay like that probably for a while, especially right now with the changes they're doing. Now they're having Triple H kind of run the business more now, along with Nick Khan. Now Vince is getting a little bit older, and they still have him there, but he's not as involved as he once was. I think Tony has got to understand that as good as his product is, and a lot of people are gonna say AEW is better than WWE. Yeah, but it's not as popular. The average wrestling fan is gonna get their wrestling fix by watching WWE. If you feel like watching wrestling, first thing you're gonna think of is WWE. So he has to understand that, man. There's no shame in it, man. I'm sure Wendy's, Whataburger, In-N-Out, man, they understand it. A lot of people think we're better than McDonald's, but McDonald's is just number one, man. They've been around for so long. Worldwide, they're number one. And same thing with the WWE, man. I think as long as they stay like good and like the way they are right now, I think they're gonna stay number one. I don't know. We'll see, but at least for now, I don't see AEW leapfrogging them. But I think it's normal, man. I think it's normal, man. You just, whatever, you keep doing your thing. Maybe one day you'll leapfrog them. I just don't see it happening, man. The attention that WWE gets compared to, look at WWE all over the damn place, man. Every time they have a big show, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, they're all over frickin' ESPN. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. When have you seen Tony Khan or any wrestler from AEW promoting their shit on ESPN or one of Jimmy Kimmel or Jim O'Campbell's shows? No. Because when people think of wrestling, the average wrestling fan thinks about or the casual wrestling fan thinks about wrestling, they think about WWE. Especially one of the biggest guys of all time, who I believe, if he would have stayed a little bit longer, kind of, maybe 10, 15, 20 years, he would have been the Michael Jordan of wrestling, the Dwayne The Rock Johnson. People say, what do people see when they think of Dwayne The Rock Johnson? WWE, right? So even John Cena, now he's starting to get more into the mainstream media with making movies. That's the guy from WWE. Oh, how's WWE, by the way? Let me go watch it. Just by seeing a movie from either John Cena or Dwayne Johnson, people are going to say, oh, WWE, I haven't watched that shit in a while. I'm going to go check out what WWE is doing. Maybe in the next 10, 20, 30 years, maybe if a guy like MJF gets super over, maybe gets into the Hollywood world, maybe people are, remember that guy, the wrestler? I wonder how, but right now, man, you've only been around for what, 4 or 5 years. You have got to understand, if anything, you are ahead of by schedule by being where you're at right now. You're number 2. It's like you have surpassed TNA and New Japan, and you're the number 2 wrestling company in the world behind WWE. And the fact that you've only been around since 4 or 5 years, it's a huge accomplishment. Keep your head up, man. Like the Colombian girls stick their ass out, man. Keep your head up, Tony Khan. Stop complaining. You look like a pendejo, man. Just let it go. We'll see what happens in the future, but I'm not saying in the future, but for now, you have to understand, as long as WWE continues to thrive the way they're thriving, they're going to be number 1. To a lot of people, you might be the best wrestling show, but in terms of being popular and famous, it's going to go to WWE. So we'll see what happens. So that's what I wanted to say. Until next time, I'm out. Holla. What the fuck, man?